Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
This is Craig Ackerman, TV play-by-play announcer for the Houston Rockets.
What's up, everyone? This is Jackson Gatlin, host of Locked on Rockets.
This is Chris Chavez.
This is your boy Heezy, a.k.a. Raheel Ramzanali.
It's Sean from Shots and Thoughts.
This is Will, a.k.a. Bias Houston.
This is Chucky Brown, former NBA basketball player for the 1995 NBA champion Houston Rockets.
This is Timoteo Keister.
What up, what up? It's Roosh Williams, the Mastodon himself.
What's up, Rockets fans? This is Hollywood Don Knock.
This is Devin White, a.k.a. The Gentleman.
It's your boy Von Wafer, former Houston Rocket, retired professional NBA basketball player.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
This is Jonathan Sanford, public address announcer for your Houston Rockets. You're listening to The Summit State of Mind.
What is going on, everyone? You are listening to The Summit State of Mind, the podcast of dream shakes and step backs and everything Houston Rockets, presented by the Minute Media Podcast Network and the official podcast to fan site. It's Houston Rockets website, spacecityscoop.com. I am your host, your commissioner, Kenny. Of course, with me as always is my brother, my tag team partner, the GM, Justin. Yo, man, I'm telling you right now, like, this is going to be a very exciting episode. I'm super psyched. On a Monday. We're recording this on a Monday right now, but I want to tap in, just check in and see how you're feeling. How you doing today?
Oh, man, I'm good. Very excited. You know, it was a really hot day today, but, you know, it's summer early over here in H-Town. You know, if you're not staying cool, you might be in a little bit of trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Make sure those ACs are like already and function, because it's about to be hot boy summer is about to be real over here. So
oh, bro, you already know, man.
Yo, man, I'm going to tell y'all right now, and I already prefaced it to this, but this is going to be such an exciting episode. We are so excited to get this guy on. I've been known for getting intros. Let's see if I can introduce this man properly. He is the man who claimed the throne in the OBL's first tournament right here in H-Town, and he is going to represent the H when he goes to Las Vegas to vie for the ultimate crown of $250,000. Introducing for the first time at the Summit, John Jordan. How you doing, my man?
My guys, what's up? What's going on? Finally here. Let's get it.
We're just happy to have you, man. Congratulations, first of all, on your dub, man. We couldn't make it out to Sunday, but, you know, we were just really happy to see that you got the dub, man. And, you know, I'm sure you're able to put some use for a little bit of that money for sure. For you.
Sure.
Sure.
I just appreciate the fact that someone from the H held it down. That was from the H. You know what I mean? Like,
man, it was only you guys. It was only right, man. I'll tell you guys this story, man. Like, I'm just thankful. First off, thank y'all for having me on the show, man. We finally here in one piece and we getting it done. So shout out to you guys for having me. But like I said, man, I'm just thankful that I was able to get to Houston, you know, for the event. I mean, that week, everything leading up to, you know, the actual event was just a crazy, like, you know, kind of tornado-ish type of scene for me, you know what I mean, traveling across the world and getting back to Houston for it. So, you know, I'm just grateful and I'm glad I was able to come through and do it.
Man, I'm excited. We're excited to hear your story, because we're gonna take this like in chunks here. So
right.
I want to know the story, because I know it's gonna come later on in the episode, and I can't wait to hear it, because I'm actually very excited now.
I got you.
Right. Let's turn the clock first and foremost. Let's go back to, you know, back when, you know, we established we're 90s babies. We're not, except for this old man to my left. He's an 89er. He's an 89er.
Yeah, man.
Not like
you
us
just
90s
had to
babies.
out my age, man.
I had to.
89.
Yeah, bro. 32, baby. My Magic Johnson year. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, as time goes, the 30s become you know what I mean, the 30s become the 40s now and whatever. You know what I mean? Everybody's getting a little bit younger now, so it's all good.
You're right. Look at that. Look at that. He's pumping you up, man. Now I know we can go.
I feel that love, bro. Thank you, man. And anytime I need that good positive affirmation from my age, I'll be sure to come to my boy John. You already know.
Man, holla at me, because I'm only saying that because I'm right around the corner from 32 myself, so so I gotta get prepared for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the legs are quite. I think they work a little differently from what he told me. So we'll see what ends right. We'll see what ends up happening. But look, I want to rewind the clock back, like we said. Look, I want to know your roots and your history just in basketball. Like, where did it start? Like, I know you established you're from Houston, so you're an H-Town baby. And like, where did your love from basketball like begin, and like, how did it progress from then to ultimately where you are now?
Right. So I mean, like we said, H-Town, born and raised. Grew up in, I was kind of everywhere. Grew up kind of in the Southwest area, then moved to Missouri City. Went to school at Lake Olympia Middle School. Shout out to all my Fort Bend people. Went to Hightower High School and Fort Bend Hightower High School. And by the way, we had a squad. Specifically my sophomore year in high school, we had a squad out, and I'll get to that. But just like anybody else, I was a young kid, just with a ball and a dream, and just was trying to have these big dreams and big aspirations of being a elite hooper and stuff. And so my dad was definitely the first person to actually put a ball in my hand. He was a two-sport athlete, played basketball and football. And so, like I said, he was the first one that put the ball in my hands. And, from there, I just took it on and just moving forward. When I got to think about Hightower High School. It's such a great school for sport. It's a big time school for sports, but it's so big time, you almost got to choose whether you're going to play football or basketball. There's only, maybe in my recollection, only one person that was able to pull off playing football and basketball or just any dual sport. And that's my boy Braylon Addison. Shout out to BA. The only person that was able to play varsity basketball and varsity football. So that just lets you know how dynamic the school actually was in sports. So from Hightower, I graduated and went on and got a full athletic scholarship at Texas A&M Corpus Christi. You guys see, I got my bands on, man. Go Islanders! Texas A&M Corpus Christi. I got my bands.
I love it. My boy always got a rep, man. Rep.
I got a rep at all times. You know what I mean? Went on there and went to Corpus Christi, played 4 years there. I had a really, really tremendous career in Corpus Christi. When I graduated, I was number one all time in points, number one in all time assists, number one in all time assists in the season, number one in field goals made, number one in minutes. I was able to have a tremendous career at a university. And so after I graduated from Corpus, I was not able to get drafted. However, I was able to work out for, was it 5 or 6 NBA teams with the pre-draft process. Shout out to my guy. I have to mention Gus Armstead, my guy out of Sacramento. He was my pre-draft trainer and coach, and we're entering the professional phase. Like I said, I didn't get drafted, but my first stop was the Delaware 87ers in the G League. Well, at the time it was the D League, but now, we have the G League now. So now that I think back on it, man, we had a really talented team that year. I'm talking about Sean Kilpatrick, Jordan McRae, Christian Wood came a little bit later, Jordan Rayleigh. We had a really talented team. From there, I went in, the G League is kind of very, very fluid. Guys get moved around. I got traded to the Erie Bayhawks, played along the likes of Adrian Payne, rest in peace. I don't know if you guys seen.
Yeah, Draymond Green's close friend, his roommate. Yeah. Exactly.
Played along him, Alex Davis, Keith Applin, also the talented group, Erie Bayhawks, shout out to them as well. Really, really talented group, and with the Orlando Magic organization. But after from there, I went to Toronto Raptors 905, and that's kind of like my career really started ascending. Just because, and it's not a knock on any other organizations, but the Toronto Raptors really do it right. Like, as from a professional standpoint, they are, I've seen a lot of professional teams and how they operate and how they move. Like Toronto Raptors are really like far beyond a lot of organizations, and it's a testament to like when I got there, my career just started taking off. My knowledge of the game started improving, my skill, the way I looked at the game started improving. So really a shout out to Toronto Raptors, just the entire organization. When I was there, I was able to win the G League slam dunk competition. I think
I saw those highlights, bro.
Well,
that was
you
nasty,
were posting. You posted on your story. Like, was that today? Right? You were like, damn, bro.
It was today. It's crazy because like people are still posting that, and this is years later. Like people, but literally, I get DMs every day of like these random accounts just posting that one moment and event, and like it's just crazy that people still post it years later.
Yo, John, what's the vertical, bro? What's the vertical one time? How high can we get? How high were you able to get? Because bro, that head was touching the rim, my guy.
It's crazy. Like I've never told anybody this. But at that time, for sure, I probably was at like flat-footed, standing straight up and jumping straight down. I probably was at 45 inches.
Wow.
And with like a 1 or 2 step gather, like a kind of a hop step, I was for sure at 50. At that time, though. At that
time. Let's be specific.
Oh man.
My younger baby legs, man. Y'all see me. I got the Air Jordan 1s on. I was different back then.
Hooping in ones is next level, bro. That's tough.
It's tough.
That is tough, bro.
Like, it really is tough. It really is tough. So, I mean, like I said, I had a really, really good time in Toronto. And like I said, shout out to all my Toronto Raptors family, Shelby, Masai, Jerry Stackhouse. He was my head coach. All my
dude.
Yeah, like we had a really I've been on 9 professional teams. That by far is one of the nastiest team I played for or played with. Like I'm talking about the likes of Axel Toupane, he's world NBA champion, Olympic gold medalist finalist for France. Brady Heslop, Baylor alumni, one of the best shooters I've seen with my own 2 eyes. Eddie Tavares, 6'4" guy, is a EuroLeague champion. You know what I mean? Like making all his money in Europe. I mean, just a lot of people. Fred VanVleet was in and out. Pascal Siakam was in and out. This is before like they had the standard 2-way contracts. And so like they were just kind of like bouncing up and down. But man, that team, CJ Leslie, like we were just loaded from top to bottom. Like that was a really EJ Singler. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta shout all these guys out.
Get them all out, man. Get them all out.
Miss one. You can't miss one, man.
Like, listen, we were that good. Like every time I drop a name to people, like people would be like, "Wow, you hit him too." So it's just like we really were good. Like like EJ Singler, Will Sheehy from Indiana, Negus Webster Chan, Missouri guy, like. Good luck, Okanobu, UNLV guy. Like we were loaded. So I ran on my Toronto guys. So shout out to Toronto. But after that, I started my first my European career. I played with Salon Vilpis in Finland. From Finland, I played well. Went and got bought out to a team in Belgium. Shout out Liège. And I'm getting to the point where I'm really, really taking off in my career, and I'm climbing up the ranks in Europe. I get to my Poland team, and like literally the first month of the season, I'm playing well. I'm killing everybody. And in the last game of the preseason, I go for a layup. Somebody chases me down. Something happens. All I remember is I'm on the ground and my leg is like locked. Lots. Like,
oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right. So imagine like how I'm feeling. Like I'm in a foreign country, nobody speaks English, and my leg is, I'm laying on the ground and my leg is locked. So, and so I mean, it's a huge it was a huge roadblock in my career, obviously, but I'm a champion, I'm a warrior, so I just I did what I did and I fought through it. And after that year, what was after Poland? It was I went to Germany. After I sat out a year for my injury, I tore my meniscus completely. Like it was like a year and a half process. I missed the entire year. The following year, like late in the following year, I signed to Walter Tübingen, shout out to Tübingen Tigers out in Germany. Then 6 games in my season, boom, the pandemic hits. So like COVID-19. So now I'm sitting on a career that really got started, really got off to a great start. And now I got all these roadblocks and all these hurdles, my injury, then I recover, then the pandemic. Now we all get sent home. And so like I definitely went through, rough patches in my career, and to see where I'm at now with the OBL and playing in Romania this past year, it feels good to be back on my feet and on the right track.
I just like the fact that you were able to like continue on, like despite everything, whether you get hurt, whether it is the pandemic, because I mean you're speaking the truth of millions of people that lost jobs, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so that's true. But then, just that ability to continue to push forward and continue to not even just like recuperate, but like not just to survive, but thrive, like to be even better. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to lie to you, man. Like we're going to go into this a little bit later, but I saw some of your moves, my man, in the OBL. And I was like, man, this guy might be able to win it all. But I digress. We'll talk more about that in a minute. But
I got you.
Yeah, man, no, this was just absolutely big time. Just kind of hearing your story and everything like that. So when you were going into Toronto, because like I just gotta give props. I'll give extra props to Toronto too. I just hear nothing but class things about that organization. Like that was, gosh, what year were you in there for? That must have been was that 15 or was it 14?
No. That was, I believe, 18. So
18.
My first professional year, actually, let's back up. My first professional year was 2016, 2017. So it was 2017 when I got to 905. I started with Delaware 87ers. This was my first year was all in 1 year. I had a crazy first year. I started with Delaware, traded to Erie. Then in the middle of that season, the same season, traded to the Raptors 905. So I played with 3 teams in one season. So I had a pretty insane, and this is my rookie year. So
man,
as a rookie, I'm like, wow, is this how it really is? Like, you know what I mean? If you're not a max player, like, this is how it is as a pro, in this market.
Oh, man. My dude living the Jim Jackson life. If anyone remembers Jim Jackson from the 90s and early 2000s, the dude played for almost every team in the league.
I remember.
I love that dude. I love that guy.
He was a lights out shooter. I remember Jim Jackson.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, him back in the day with like Jay Kidd, Jamal Mashburn.
Mm-hmm.
They were the squad until Tony Braxton came in and tore that team up.
Yeah,
but
like
anyways, I digress. Like first of all, man, like I really loved hearing your story, dude. Like especially coming from Mo City. Kenny and I went to Elkins, so we were all rivals. One of our guests, one of my good friends, I don't know if you know Devin White. He went to Oklahoma City Christian. That's my dude, man. I've known that dude since freshman year. And that is my guy. Like we always chat. We've had him on a few times, and we had him on once. We went to a brewery in December when he was in town for a very short time. So that's our boy, man. That's pretty much like Mo City, bro. I love it. I do.
I know D White, man. Shout out to my boy D White, man. He used to have crazy bounce.
Our boy Flight, man. That's real. Yeah. That's real. It's true, man. That was our dude, man.
You guys were good too. Like shout out to Elston Turner. What's his name? Jack Hill. Like you guys were good.
Oh man, my dude Jack. I knew Josh Mishaw my whole life.
Josh Mishaw.
I was like, I knew that dude since like the first grade. Like a lot of those boys, we go way, way back, man. So it's crazy how small the world works.
Yeah,
unreal, man. But I didn't want to get to you to ask about the Raptors. I'll talk to you about Christian Wood in just a sec. But obviously, you know, you learned a lot in that small part of your time, and you speak so highly of the organization. Is there anything specific that stands out to your stint with that team? And when in your short time in Canada, did it prep you at all for your stints overseas as well?
Absolutely. I mean, the thing that jumps out to my mind with that particular organization is it was, first off, it was led by Jerry Stackhouse was very hands-on when he was there. And he was like the leaders, like the major shot caller. Everybody listened to Stackhouse. Obviously, for, you know, who he was. He's a, you know, 15 plus year NBA, you know, veteran, very successful career. So, I mean, everybody's listening to him, and just like the approach he gave us, or the way he made us look at the game, definitely helped my game and helped me, you know, become the player I am today. Like, I'm talking about, like, this guy was a very detail oriented guy. And, you know, obviously coming out of college, you know, as a PG, especially, I mean, we are like, we do, you know, harp on the details, but like going into the professional level, it's another level, especially coming from a guy of, you know, of his stature. He's very, you know, I mean, successful or has a successful NBA career. So, I mean, like I said, the thing that jumps out to me was definitely the details and how he harped on the details. Like, literally after every game, we have this ginormous stat book of things we did right, things we did wrong, all the way to the T. JJ, no box out on play 20. Like, JJ, no stick hand on play 15. Like, it was that detail oriented, but it held everybody accountable every time we were on the floor. And so those things I just picked up on and took them to, you know, everywhere else I've been. So, like, for sure, the details is, you know, the thing that jumps out for that particular organization.
Man, I love to hear it, especially that I totally forgot that Jerry Stackhouse was your head coach, man, because if I remember correctly, he had one of the most unique free throw rituals I have ever seen. Like, if anyone remembers that, right? Like,
for
if
sure,
I'm gonna be completely honest,
like, he bends all the way down.
Yep. You know, he played with Michael Jordan, he played with Allen Iverson. The guy, and he did he win a title? No, he didn't win a title in Dallas, but he was on that 06 team that went to the finals, I believe.
Exactly. Absolutely.
But, you know, like, I'm pretty sure it's amazing to learn from a legend. And, you know, for someone that's so experienced, it's wonderful to, you know, be able to learn from someone of his stature. And I'm sure it was really humbling too, man. You're just like,
for sure,
whoa, you know,
for sure.
But I mean, yeah, go for it. Sorry about that.
No, I was going to just say it's different as a player receiving information, you know what I mean, from like different type of coaches. Like, this is a player / coach. Like, us being on the court, we look at Stackhouse as a player. Like, like, when it comes to practice, he has his sneakers on, he has shorts on. He literally, like, at any moment, he could jump in at practice, which he really did. Like, there were times where, you know, whether, you know, we would have a shortage on guys or whatever the case may be. Some guys may be banged up, or Stack would literally easily just, you know, here, Shelby, hold my things, just jump right in practice. And so we're all, with that approach, we're looking at him like he's a player / coach. It's different from a different coach that has never played the game. So that's why for us as players, it's very humbling. And like, when he talks, like, everybody's listening, because at the end of the day, I mean, Stackhouse, like, we all know we're trying to get to where he's been to in that basketball career. He's definitely been at the apex. And so when you got a guy like that in a leadership role, you have to listen.
Man, sure. I have to ask you, we're a Houston Rockets podcast. So I'm just curious to know, how was it for your short period of time playing with Christian Wood? I like the guy. We have an opinion on what he plays sometimes. Obviously, but, you know, he seems like a good dude. He took them to watch Batman. So, you know, so I'm just curious to know, like, how was your time playing with him over in, you said Delaware, correct? Delaware.
Yeah. I was literally on my way out when he had just arrived in Delaware. But Christian's a character. Like, first off, shouts to my boy C Wood, man. I love you. But he's definitely Christian's definitely a character. He's a different kind of guy. I mean, to be completely honest, he's a really, really good guy. really good teammate, really good spirit. Christian is actually, with my own two eyes, one of the more talented basketball players I've ever seen, just because his height, his size, his length, and he has a skill level to match that. A lot of times you see guys that have the actual size, the measurables, but they don't really have the skill level to match it. Christian he can dribble, he can play make, he can make decisions. He can pick and pop and, hit a stretch three. Like, Christian has a really big upside. And, the only thing about him is if he just stays locked in 100% of the time. And I really think, I could be definitely wrong. He could be for sure a max player in this NBA for sure.
No, yeah, no. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's funny that you're saying this because, like, we completely agree. Like, his skill set is, you're seeing the skill set. This dude's like 6'10", 6'11". You're seeing the skill set out of dudes that are probably like, what, 6'3", 6'4".
Exactly.
So he's definitely he could be a different cat off the court, but he could be an animal like on the court as well. So like he's earned that. And that's the thing, like when people, and that's like, we're on the Rockets Twitter, like we're with like all the Rockets fans, and that's a big divide. Like, does he deserve the max? Like, does he deserve the max?
Yeah.
But he did put in the work. I'm not going to even like doubt that, because the fact that he did go undrafted, my man went undrafted too. He went that route. Like,
for sure.
He went through the tough road. So, it's going to be, good to see like what's going to happen with him, as it continually progresses. But were you able to catch like the Rockets from like this season? Were you able to catch anything, kind of see what's been going on with them at all?
I wasn't able to watch a ton of their games, like the full totality of an actual game, but I definitely was able to catch up on the highlights and just trends of, the ins and outs of the season. So I was definitely caught up. They had a pretty, obviously they had I don't want to say rough, because, you take what you take from the season away. So I don't know what they call our season. But obviously after losing to James Harden, that type of player, like, the organization is going to suffer, the years following. So, I would imagine they've learned a lot about themselves. They've seen what a Christian Wood, a Kevin Porter can do, and, all these guys. And, my personal opinion, I kind of like where they at as far as, their youth. Obviously, they got to figure out the John Wall situation. I think it starts there. And then I would imagine you can get a lot of pieces, a lot of picks or compensation, whatever you can for John Wall. So, until they figure out that John Wall situation, they're kind of like just, one of those teams that's in the NBA that's still trying to figure out their identity.
Of course. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with them too as it progresses. Yo, man, I just have to ask this before we move on though. Jalen Green's got some hops, man. Reminds me of a young John Jordan. You know what I mean?
Man, like this kid, Jalen Green, is going to be special for real. Like, I can't, it's crazy I didn't even mention Jalen, but like, he's going to be, as long as he can remain healthy and, just stay locked in. And, John Lucas as long as John Lucas is there, he's going to hold guys accountable. And special shout out to my guy, John Lucas. But as long as he's there, he's going to hold all those young guys accountable, and those guys, he's going to make sure those guys are up and ready and playing hard every night. So as long as Jalen can stay locked in, as he can stay healthy, man, he's going to be special. Him and KP. And I like that trio, KP, Jalen Green, Christian Wood. They show up every night. They're young, obviously, so they have a lot of elastic energy. They're going to play hard every night, but they got to figure out that John Wall situation. Because we talking about the NBA, we talking about the Western Conference. Like, what I mean? So if you want any chance, like, you got to make sure you come correct. Like, so that's just what it is.
Absolutely, man. No, seriously, like, it's going to be like interesting to see how it continues to unfold, like with this Rockets and the rebuild. But let's circle back to you now, my guy. Look, the tournament, let's talk about this. This is how we all kind of met, because like I knew your name, but I didn't know too much about you, but kind of like, because I did recognize some of those people that were on the court, and you were one of them. I was able to recognize you. But look, you came in and you showed everyone in Houston that you were an absolute force to be reckoned with, right? $10,000 in your pocket. how did you first? Hey, put that one time. There you go. Put that audio, man. Got that. Yo, bro. Seriously, I'm gonna be real with you, man. When I saw that post and I saw that you won, and I saw you like cheesing it, and you were just like, "Yo, man, that's my bag." And I was like, "Bro, my dude deserves like he can say whatever the f he wants." He just came up against 32 hoopers, like all around like different states, and he didn't just win. Like he friggin' like you rolled, like you were rolling.
Facts.
So I just want let's start from the beginning of this. So how did you first hear about this illustrious tournament? Because I think this tournament's fitting to pop off. But how did you first hear about T-Mac's tournament, the OBL?
You know, it's crazy, bro. Like I was literally finishing my season up in Romania. I was playing in a small city called Ploiești, right outside the capital of Bucharest. We had literally just got eliminated from playoff contention. We were number 9 seed, and we were fighting to get an A seed. But we literally, and I remember, I don't know the exact date, but it was like a Monday. We had 2 games left. We had a game on Monday night. We had a game on Friday night. The OBL tournament was that Saturday, which I believe was the 1st, if I'm correct. So we had won the game on Monday night in Romania, and then we just got news that was not able to make the playoffs. So literally, after the game we won, I checked my phone just randomly. Like I just checked my phone. I look down, I see T-Mac, this DM from Tracy McGrady. I'm like, wait, what? I go to my team. I'm like, wait, is this T-Mac for real? Like, I had to go.
You love to hear it, bro. You love to hear it, man.
Like I'm in Romania. This is like he DM'd me. This is like midnight. I'm in the middle of Romania. I'm just like, wait, why's T-Mac DM'd me? And so I open the DM up. I read through basically a personalized invitation to the tournament. He gave me a rundown of the entire league and how, it would be set up. Obviously me, the thing that stood out to me, he was like, yo, the winner of Houston takes 10K. The winner of the whole thing takes 250. I was like, wait, what? So, I'm literally like stunned, but I read the dates and the dates don't line up for me. It's coming from Europe to the States is going to at least take you an entire full day just to get over here. Literally the next morning we get an update, and they update our schedule. They're like, yo, because y'all out of the playoffs, you guys your last game will be moved to Wednesday, which is like the 28th. So in my mind, I'm just like thinking like, wow, there's actually a chance. Because at first there's no way I'm gonna make it. It's like it's a great setup. Like our last game was the 29th. The next day is the tournament. There's no way I'm gonna get out there but literally we got that update, and now I'm thinking like, wait, this is actually could be a thing. Like I could actually make it to Houston. So our game gets moved up to Wednesday, and now I'm messaging the GM of my team. I'm like, yo, I gotta do something very important. I didn't want to low key between us. I didn't tell them about the OBL. I didn't want them to be like, yo, like I didn't want them to. Like I didn't want to let them know like I'm leaving the team to go make some more money. Like I didn't want to.
Right.
I respect it, man. You do what you got to do for yourself.
You gotta take care of you. This is your brand, bro. This is your brand.
Man, I had to do what I had to do. So I'm texting the GM and I'm messaging. I'm like, yo, right after the game Wednesday night, I need to be on the first flight back to Houston because I got something big I have to do. I want to be a part of. And so I barely got the flight information. I barely made it. Shout out to my guy, Lyle Brown. He's like one of the main coordinators of the OBL. He saved my spot for me. I was like one of the last 2 spots to actually get in. So shout out to my boy LB, man, for getting me in. And so like I said, I was one of the last 2 spots to get in. I was able to get to Houston like late Friday night, almost like midnight. I landed and I was in bed like at 2 a.m. The tournament started the next morning. I had to be there at 8 a.m. And then, I woke, I went to sleep, put my big boy pants on, made my coffee the next morning, and it was on and popping.
Dang, man. So let me get this straight. So my man goes through his whole season with his contracted team.
For sure.
First flight out, you arrive that night. You roll out of bed, and you had vengeance, basketball, and money on your mind that morning.
I had all 3 on my. I woke up with trouble on my mind.
Hey, my man, look,
I love
let's
it.
talk about that.
I love it.
Let's talk about that. I want to talk about that. Your experience just being with 32 competitors all vying for that spot, man, for that throne. And just your overall experience just kind of being in that type of environment. I guess the difference too, because this isn't 5-on-5. Like, you're so used to that setup. You've been doing this your whole career, from high school even. So like, to the change of that from a 5-on-5 to 1-on-1, like, what was the change? And like, how did you like not adjust? I guess not even adjusting, because I mean, let's be real. All basketball players should be able to do some OBL, right? There's got to be a little OBL inside in you if you're going to be a competitor. But like, what was your experience overall in that?
I mean, to be honest, it wasn't as easy as I thought. To be honest, like people, the staff that were there, I was telling them my story, and they were asking me, they were like, "Yo, where you just came from playing pro ball, so you should be good." I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm good," but like, let me remind you guys, I'm literally getting off of a 15-hour flight. I'm jet lagged. My legs are heavy. Like, I'm like, my body is like tore up from just the travel. So it was actually not only a physical adjustment, but definitely just like a mental adjustment. I had to keep pushing myself. I was dead tired. I don't know if you guys seen the video. Like, when I finally made the shot, I literally wasn't even thinking about the money. I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. You know what I mean?
I saw that. You didn't really celebrate like my man. You were just like, and then you kind of just like hung there for a second. Like, everyone ran to you, but you were just like, yo, bro, carry me. Like, I felt like that was like how you were like a weight off your shoulders, right?
For sure. No, for sure. I mean, but like that entire week, I kept telling myself, like, John, okay, you have to extend your season until Sunday. Just get to Sunday and you'll be fine. I just kept telling myself that get through Saturday and Sunday. Your season is going, everybody else's season is done. Your season is going to go to Sunday. And I just kept telling myself. And so like, when I was finally at the finish line, I was just like you said, it's a weight off my shoulder. But like the entire OBL, like I said, it was tough. Like, we're talking about 32 guys competing for $10,000, flat cash, like no extras, no nothing more, none less cash, like the last man standing. So like it's a bunch of like guys, some guys that play pro, some guys that don't, but just because it's 1-on-1, like you said, it's not 5-on-5. Difficult thing about 1-on-1 is there's no breaks. Like, and the way the tournament format is set up, you have a 12-second shot clock. You shoot it, you can get your offensive rebound. It does not reset. So no matter what, after 12 seconds, it's going to go to the opponent. So with that being said, it's a very high intensity, high fast paced type of game. You got to be in real shape. So like, I was like, everybody there was dead tired. So like, you have to really, really be in shape. Like I said, it's not 5-on-5. You can't hide on defense. You can't take breaks off, take plays off. So, my approach, I was just trying to, use my experience in, pro ball and try to adjust to every opponent. Like, there were some opponents that were more physical than others. I would use that to my advantage. I would get to the rim, get, 2 or 3 fouls. Now I'm at the free throw line. Or, there were different guys that were not as physical, playing off. I'm sure, these are like college threes. The court we're playing was like college 3-point line too. So you gotta, I had that to but all these psychological things I'm thinking of just to try to get to the finish line. And so without giving all my secrets out, I definitely had a game plan going into it, and I was able to execute. Listen, we can revisit when I win the 250 and I can give y'all the whole layout of my game plan, but I got to get there first.
There you go.
No, seriously, I can't wait, man, because like low key, like we're gonna try, like we're trying. Me and my brother is like a media. We're trying to get to Vegas as well. So if we get there, we'll link up. We could do something live right there, like
right then and there. I'm down. I'm super down.
We can do it in person too, so it'll be even better. Like we can get something live going. Like we can get that off and popping. That'll be great. But like, dude, like, so when you came in. And you had like all of this set up, and you had all of this like in your mind and everything. Like by the time that you had got to the end, like that second day, what was the significant difference of getting from like the round robin setup to when you got to that final? Like, because was it one and done? Because it was one and done.
One and done.
Wow. What was the score? Was it still going to 7 or was this
9?
9. Okay, 1s and 2s.
1s and 2s to 9.
Ooh.
1 and done.
Oh
like,
my God,
the second day was actually and this is just my opinion. The second day, I don't want to give out all the secrets, but I'll share it with you guys.
Oh, man, I appreciate that.
Man, it all comes down to cardio. You got to think, like, the first day, I played literally 7 games starting from 9 a.m. to 5 a.m. Like, 7 games of one-on-one. And, I would have a game like at 9:30, and then I'll have another game at 10:30 or maybe at noon or something. So, like, you're there the whole day. You're on your feet. You're watching other competition. And so the first day is tough. Like, but the second day, it's tougher because you're recovering from the first day. You got to wake up at the same time. We're not kids anymore. This is not AAU, like
right. You gotta have that what is it, that post stretch, and you gotta like recover.
Man, that second day is tough. You know what I mean? Like, it's more built up pressure, the spotlight. And like I said, shout out to Lyle Brown, shout out to Rashad Floyd, the entire production, the entire staff. They've done a phenomenal job. Like, you get there on the second day, it's the entire gym is black and the spotlight is on the court. Like, so now you got like 100 cameras watching you on the court. You got your people, you got the other people's people, you got people talking mess. It's this OBL league is really, really unique, and it's really dynamic, and it's going to be a thing to be reckoned with, like, not only now but in the future. Like, it's a big time platform, and I mean, like, you guys will see it if you guys get an opportunity to come to Vegas.
I'm super we are super psyched, to see what the possibilities of that. But look, I know that we have there's like other cities that's going to end up pushing forward in the next coming like weeks and months. But how was it? You got to see the comp in Atlanta. You got to see Mr. Glenn Rice. Was it Glenn Rice Jr.?
Glenn Rice Jr.
Mr. Glenn Rice Jr., who also took the crown in the ATL. But how was it seeing Atlanta's competition?
Man, it was good. And that's another thing I want to mention about this league, and about this team, the team that organizes and controls the league. Like, these guys are allowing us, the winners, to go to other cities to scout the competition. You know what I mean? So they're giving us a possible advantage. And for me, I'm the first winner. So now I get to go to every other city and watch.
That's dope, like, man. That's dope, though.
It's nothing like being the first to do it. You know what I mean? Like, I get to go to watch all the other cities and watch these guys compete. And Atlanta was really, really good. A lot more. I will say a lot more fiery than the scene was in Houston. Like, a lot more competitive from the standpoint of, like, guys are in each other's face. Like, security had to break guys up. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it seemed like
it's going to get more wicked as we continue to evolve on this tour. Like, we got stops in New York, DMV, Oakland, California, LA. So, like, especially like these East Coast cities like New York, Washington DC, like, it's gonna get real gritty. We have Chicago this weekend coming up. It's gonna get real gritty. Like, I imagine, like, you know what I mean, like, it's gonna be real physical and real, like, these guys are gonna get after it. So for me, it's good to go see the other competition. Atlanta was really, really good, and I'm expecting to see a higher level as we continue.
T-Mac took care of the H, man. He knew, he was like, the H is going to get the first because the H is going to get a chance to check out the rest of the competition. You're going to go, and I'm assuming, John, my boy, you're going to be going to every city, my guy, right?
Absolutely.
There you go.
There's 250 on the line. I got to pull up to every city.
Well, it's a little mini vacay, you know what I'm saying? A little scouting trip. You get to enjoy a little bit of dinner, you know?
Scouting trip, man. I'm all good, man. Shout out to my OBL team. They treat me good, man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So before we end here, one last question before we end off. So let's say, we're in July, we're in Vegas. Tell the people one time, who is going to take home that $250,000 cash prize?
Oh, man, that's very easy, man. Your boy John Jordan, H-Town, Texas, Mo City's finest, will be the last man standing in this year's OBL one-on-one basketball league. I will hold the crown. I will take the cash home. It's going to be lit. I hope you guys are there. I hope everybody's there. Man, y'all don't want to miss it. It's going to be deep. It's going to be stiff competition. I mean, we in Las Vegas in July, Summer League going down. It's a lot of stuff in Vegas going down at that time, man. It's going to be star-studded. I must say, when Atlanta popped out and showed love, shout out to Big Tigger, the the guy with the TikTok guy, the baby, like all these guys start showing up out of nowhere. So Larry Sanders, shout out to Kimmy Mutombo.
Yeah, Larry Sanders, that's right.
Vegas will be star-studded. You guys don't want to miss it. You guys don't want to miss seeing me take home that cash prize, $250 on the line. Let's go. Let's go.
You heard it here one time, guys. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Like, us being from Houston, I mean, we're not biased, but F that, we're gonna be biased. John Jordan, our pick to take that prize, $250,000, the first inaugural champion of the H-Town, is gonna go to Vegas. That's gonna be our pick, the GM. We're gonna pick you for sure. You are gonna be that guy. We got you. We are so excited to see this journey as it progresses. John, thank you so much for coming on our podcast. We truly appreciate it. We got to have you back on, man. We got to see this journey as it unfolds. We should probably just start out bringing this out in parts, man. A little podcast diary one time with John Jordan, getting him ready for Vegas, man.
Man, let me know how y'all want to do it, man. Y'all can pull up, see my preparation. Shout out to my guy, STF, Jason Turek, Keen Williams, my trainers. I'm taking this serious. This is like, it's a big deal to me. Like,
I love it because, you're right, though, because T-Mac said it best, man. $250,000 on the line. You're not sharing this with anybody. This is all going to you.
Listen, and then and shout out to T-Mac, shout out to the OBL crew, man. That the next couple of days, I think it was, I won the tournament Saturday. That deposit hit, was it Tuesday morning? And it was all there. So I was like, woo!
Unreal, man.
Like, it's OBL hoops is real. Like, it's real. It's here to stay. Shout out to everybody there.
That's awesome, man. I'm so psyched, dude. Because I know that, like, even as we end this off, like T-Mac, I know he did say this one time on our interview, he wanted to take this global, man. If we can get this global, John, you may be able to see some people you may have seen in your past all around the world, my guy, and you may have to, battle it out with them. So I can't wait to see what happens as it continues to progress, man. I'm super psyched. John Jordan at the summit one time. John, let me roll out the red carpet for you one time. Give us any shout outs, any plugs, anything you want to say in regards to just your brand, yourself, anything you want to get out here on this podcast.
Man, shout out to all my peoples, all my families, my loved ones. Shout out to my boy Key Williams. You see I wore his gear, man. Shout out to Power Vision. And I'm gonna let you guys know, I'm also coming out this summer with a vertical jump program. I would not only be teaching the youth, whoever is, want to be athletic, want to increase their athleticism. I'll be teaching those guys not only how to jump higher, but the correct technique and injury prevention. Is going to cover all that. It's going to let you guys know some of my most important training techniques. It's going to be big time, high level vertical jump program coming out this summer for sure. You know what I mean? And you guys will be the first to know. I'm planning on playing also in the TBT as well. So, it's a new organization, new team. We're getting all the details ready. So I'm not only going to win the OBL tournament, I'm going to turn around the back door and win the $2 million TBT tournament. It's going to be a good summer, man. I can't wait to see you guys.
I love it.
I'm calling it down. It's going to be
There you go, bro. I like that.
Bring the energy, John. Like, I'm telling you right now, man, this is going to be the summer of John Jordan right here, man. 2022, calling your name, my guy.
Takeover, man. The takeover vertical jump program coming soon, though. A lot of people have been waiting on it. I've been, kind of giving snippets out. I got a gift to share with the world, and I will, and it's gonna come out soon.
Awesome, man. I'm super excited. Do you have is there like a website, anything to go off right now, or are we gonna hold that off for the future?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna hold it off for a second. When I get everything together, I make sure I blast it out. You guys will for sure get the information. It's gonna be dope, though. I'm working on it now, and I'm working on all the details. It's gonna be something for real. I want it to be not only for people here in Houston or people wherever, but wherever, any country I go to, I'm gonna get it translated in different languages. It's gonna be dope for real.
You heard it here first, man. Vertical jump program one time by the author, the host, the winner of the $10,000 cash prize in Houston of the OBL, future champion.
Yes, sir. I like that.
$50,000 cash prize. John Jordan at the summit. Thank you so much, John. We really appreciate it, dude. We really appreciate it so much. And we'll link up with you in the future for sure. We're gonna definitely have you on. You are guaranteed another spot on this show. We got to get you back on. Love the energy, love the effort, love just the vibe that you provide for our podcast.
Yes,
we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me, for real.